also known as Blissfully Mindful, back at you with another Eating Mindfully video. I know I haven't been on camera in a long time. I'm not really going to be on here today either. Just wanted to do a quick garden tour and another recipe. Hope you all have been enjoying the recipes. Comment below if you have tried any of them, how it went. And anyway, let's get into it with this garden tour, because this garden has been giving me all kinds of craziness. Let's get into it. All right, so let's get started with This Is My Time. I'm actually going to have to plant a new one because this one is starting to flower, which means it's about to bolt. But I have gotten some good times out of this one. Look, good times out of my time. Anyway, despite it about to, it's about to bolt. And this is my kale. Oh my goodness, it took this kale so long to start growing. I know it's like all organic and non-GMO, but it takes so long for that to grow versus, I guess, GMO, which grows really fast. And I guess that's a good thing, We don't want to microwavable veggies. And then this is my lettuce. Again, some of my organic, non-GMO seeds I used to grow. This lettuce is delicious. It's growing like crazy now. Again, it wasn't growing at first, but now it is just like growing like crazy. Gosh. This tomato plant, you all remember a long time ago when I got some tomatoes from the organic market and decided to take some of the seeds and plant them. Well, that was not a good idea because I didn't know what type of tomato this was. And this one is not good for a small garden. This thing needs to be outside. Look at it. It is just... oh my gosh. So I am going to get rid of this. I'm sorry. It just cannot continue. I don't even have anywhere for it to grow inside. It's just growing like it's freaking crazy. Like I have nowhere to put it. And I'm in a tiny apartment. This is not going to work. Look how long it is. I mean, it's like over 3 feet long and tall. And I just don't have that kind of footage in here. So I'm looking for, actually I found one, another tomato plant that grows like more like bushy instead of this whole tree situation that this one's doing, because I just don't have the space for it. And it's just taking over my whole kitchen. Like it's all like hanging over and like knocking us upside the head when we walk past. It's just like growing everywhere. I don't have anywhere else for it to go. So yeah, I had to take this out. It was sad to take it out because it definitely was starting to grow. It was funny at first. It took a long time to start growing, and then it just out the clear blue sky. It's like I just woke up and it just grew like a foot. It was just started growing like, it felt like it was growing like a foot every day. It was just every time I looked at it, it was like another foot, and it was like, I don't know. I tried so hard to keep it. I put little sticks in there to try to hold it up, and it started getting so heavy. It's not sufficient for this arrow garden. But anyway, that's the garden. It's time to eat now. Let's get to cooking. And so I decided to make some brunch. It's actually kind of late. So it was too late for breakfast, but too early for lunch. So I was like, you know what, let's do a whole brunch situation. And I was honestly winging it. I got some thyme from my garden, and I had some chickpeas that I had made already in the fridge. So I was like, well, let me use some of the chickpeas, put some thyme in there. And then I decided to make some little, I don't even know what I call these things, you all. My little chickpea, rounds that I make sometime. But it tastes so much better with the thyme from my garden. Oh my gosh, like it just adds so much to it. Just, oh my goodness. I didn't have that oomph that it needed before. I started adding the thyme. So that's what I did this time. I didn't do it before, but it was so much better. Then of course some chickpea flour. You got to add that in it to give it the depth that you want. And also, I feel like it kind of helps it hold its shape and all that good stuff. And then you could just really season it the way, however you want. Sometimes I've actually also added some mushroom in here, but I didn't want that today. I just kind of want the chickpea flour. I put some onion powder in there, paprika, sea moss powder. What else did I add in there? And sea salt. Actually, that was it. I didn't really add anything else. That's all I kind of wanted in it today. I kind of kept it a little simple today. Well, not so simple because I felt like the thyme was really all it needed. So I didn't add a whole bunch of seasonings. And as you know, on the alkaline diet, there aren't really that many choices for seasoning anyway. So like, it's not like I had other choices, well, a lot more choices to add in here besides this, but I didn't really want anything else in here because it was going to throw the flavor off that I wanted. I kind of wanted a very subtle flavor, and I wanted more of the chickpea flavor, so that's why I kind of kept it a little simple. But yeah, anyway, then I decided to add some of my spring onion from the garden as well in there, just to give it that extra oniony, that extra oniony flavor. Then you got to add a little water, not too much. Give it a good stir just to get it all mixed and, with the texture that you need to make the little rounds. Sometimes I do tend to put too much water. If you do put too much water, just add some more chickpea flour and it'll get you right back on track. Not a problem. But anyway, then I just take a spoonful at a time, make my little rounds to whatever shape. It's not that serious. They're just little rounds. Make your little rounds. There it is. I make them about that size. Sometimes I make them a little smaller, but this time I wanted them sort of like a medium. Might make about a dozen, but honestly, I'm so sorry I didn't measure anything. I guess you could say I used about a cup of chickpeas and about 4 teaspoons of chickpea flour. I would say about a 1/4 cup of water. I'm just kind of guessing here, doing a little guesstimation. But yeah, just about that much. Just kind of eyeball it like I did. I don't really do measuring. I just kind of go with the flow. Anyway, I threw some grapeseed oil in the pan, threw them in there, get them nice and crispy like you like them. I like mine a little brown. Now, I did end up burning some of these at the bottom because I had them in there. I was doing some other stuff. But anyway, yeah, then I wanted some burro bananas. Like I wanted to make it like it was home fried potatoes to go along with the chickpea rounds. And that actually adds even more depth to the meal. I find that in the alkaline diet, I'm always looking for ways to give my meals depth. So this is some of the things that I do to do that is what you see here. Definitely these burro bananas absolutely help with that. I use these things for everything. If I want fries, I use them for that. If I want some kind of potato-y soup, I use them for that. Home fried potatoes, I use them for that. I just use these for so many different things. They're so versatile. I just love them so much. So I have been keeping these in the house a lot more than I did at first, because now I've kind of gotten used to making them, and I've gotten used to having more of appreciation for their versatility more than anything. But I love these things. They just work for so many things. back at it with the thyme because thyme was definitely the highlight of this meal. I wanted it in the home fried potatoes as well because I kind of wanted some continuity with the meal. So I added some in the home fried potatoes and I wanted to kind of taste it in everything. So that's why I did that as well. But it just sets it off. My freshly grown thyme in the meal, just like, oh, it just makes the meal, it takes it to the next level. So yeah, just did that and then throw some seasoning in there. Pretty much threw the same seasonings in the home fried potatoes as I did the chickpea rounds, and let that, again, I used the grapeseed oil. Actually, I used the same grapeseed oil that I used to make the rounds, and I just threw the home fried potatoes in there. So yeah, then I get those nice and crispy, nice and golden brown. And I also wanted some mushroom and tomatoes. I just kind of wanted like a scramble sort of dish. So I wanted to add these in there. My daughter, that's not something she wanted, but I wanted it in my bowl. So I added this in my bowl. It definitely set it off for me. I just love I don't know. I like the different textures. I like the different flavors. So I wanted to add this in as well. And for color, sometimes you need that pop of color. And then, of course, the tomato definitely does that. But here is the meal, putting it together, the rounds, the home fried potatoes or home fried burro bananas, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I felt like I just needed the tomato. I wasn't going to do it at first, but I really did need it. And now looking at it, I wish I would have added like some bell pepper or some kale, actually. I probably next time, some sauteed kale would have been nice in there too. Maybe next time. But anyway, this is some sauce that I whipped up. Oh my gosh, y'all, this sauce is bomb. I will have to share this recipe with you on another video. I love this sauce. I've been putting it on everything. It's like my everything sauce. And I usually try to keep some in the fridge at all times because it is absolutely delicious. It makes all my meals pop and I just can't live without it at this point. Especially on this alkaline diet, you need some good sauces, some good fresh herbs. Here it is, deliciousness at your fingertips that I've made. I hope you all try this meal. If so, comment below on how it goes for you. It's something I just kind of threw together today. I can't say I've really made this exact meal before, but most of the components of the meal I have made. All right, thank you all so much for joining me. If you have not already done so, hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so that you know when I post. I promise y'all I'm about to come back on camera for some chit chats and just hanging out and stuff. Just been living life, and as you can see, this alkaline lifestyle is a very time consuming, so I've pretty much been doing that a lot. It's like I'm always having to like do some prep work, everything from the drinks I have to the food, just everything. I'm always doing prep work, so that's why I'm like always so busy just trying to maintain. And then this garden takes up time, just everything, the grocery shopping for the alkaline diet, just all kinds of stuff just takes up all my time. So I haven't really been on camera, but I'm coming back with the chit chat, so stay tuned for that. Looking forward to getting back with you all, seeing what's going on with you, and get you more on track with what's going on with me. I'm just really working on, you know, the alkaline lifestyle and making it more fluid for me so that it doesn't seem like so much work, but it's very much worth it. You know, I want you all to know that it is worth it. It's a lot of work, but it's so worth it. So I don't want to discourage you from trying it out if you haven't already, you know, ventured into the alkaline lifestyle. But I definitely want to get into some chit chats about it and some of the nuances that I've faced as a result of it and all that good stuff, and just to chit chat, because I just haven't been on here chit chatting in a while. Like, what the hell? So yeah, I want to get back on here chit chatting and stuff. I want you all to head over to my blog also if you have not already done so, blissfullymindful.life. I have stuff over there that is blissful and mindful and fun, you know, feel good, like the channel. So go over there. It's like an extension of the channel, but I'm definitely about to go over there again, you know, get back into my writer zone, because that's where I love to be, and it feels good for me. You know, I need another outlet, and so that's pretty much where I'm gonna be directing my creativity. So go over there, blissfullymindful.life. I can't wait to see you over there again. I love you bunches and bunches and bunches and bunches. Sunflower smooches, peace and love. See you next time. Mwah.